The smell of lilies was suffocating. My mother hated lilies, yet they crowded the church, white petals drooping like mourning veils, their sweetness curling in my throat. And then I saw her, scarlet dress, crimson lipstick, clutching my father's arm like a trophy she'd just won. She leaned in, her voice carrying just enough to slice through the hushed murmurs. She was cold. Now I'm the one who warms his bed and his heart. I didn't look at her. I didn't need to. My fingers tightened around the folder inside my bag, feeling the stiff weight of the inheritance papers. The truth was a weapon, and today I was loaded. But I wasn't going to fire just yet. When I was 12, I thought my father was a hero. He kissed my mother's cheek every morning, fixed the squeaky kitchen cabinet, and told me stories about how they met. She'd laugh quietly while he spoke, but there was a sadness in her eyes even then. I didn't understand it until years later. The first crack appeared when I caught him on the phone late one night, voice low, words soft, in a way they weren't with her. I told myself it was business. It wasn't. 2 years ago, my mother's hands began to tremble. The diagnosis came quickly, too quickly for hope to catch up. Through her chemo, through her pain, he was absent, always at meetings. It was her hospice nurse who told me. She'd seen him in the hospital parking lot, pinning a younger woman against his car, their laughter muffled by the hum of rain. I didn't confront him, not then. Instead, I learned. I learned her name, Vivian. I learned her birthday, her job, the fact that she'd filed for bankruptcy 3 years ago. I learned she had a habit of posting about expensive dinners she couldn't afford. I learned she had debts. And I learned my father had been paying them off, using money from the joint account he shared with my mother. When my mother died, I stayed silent. I let him believe grief had dulled me. But behind that stillness, I was moving pieces across a board he didn't even know existed. 1 week before the funeral, the will arrived. My mother had signed it 3 months before her death, her handwriting shaky, but her intentions sharp. Everything was to go to me, not him, not his mistress. When he realized, he called me in a voice coated with forced calm. "We'll talk about this after the service." I told him, of course. Back in the church, the eulogy ended. People stood. I stayed seated. Vivian's nails, blood red to match her dress, rested possessively on my father's sleeve. She was smiling at the whispers around us. I rose slowly, the folder in my hand. My heels clicked on the marble floor as I walked to the front, stopping just short of them. "Before we leave," I said, my voice cutting through the rustle of coats, "there's one thing my mother wanted everyone to know." Eyes turned. Even the priest froze. I opened the folder, sliding out the first document. This is her will. Everything she owned, including the house, the business, the savings, goes to me. I let the words settle. Which means, Dad, the home you've been sharing with your friend here, the one you've been paying her debts from, that's mine now. Vivian's smile faltered. My father's jaw tightened. I took another step closer, my tone almost kind. "And Vivian, I'm sure it'll be awkward for you moving back to your apartment over the liquor store, but don't worry, I hear the landlord finally fixed the heating." Her face drained of color. She knew. She remembered that I knew. A whisper rippled through the room like wind through dry leaves. I turned, but paused. One last hit. "Oh, and Dad, Mom knew about you two. She told me the night she signed the will. She said, and I quote, 'Don't fight him with rage, fight him with the law.'" I walked away before he could speak. 2 days later, they were gone from the house. Her red dress never touched my kitchen chairs. His car was gone from the driveway. The silence in the rooms felt clean. Justice doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's the quiet closing of a door behind the people who thought they'd win. And as I stood in my mother's garden pruning the roses she loved, I thought about the look on Vivian's face when she heard that one name. It wasn't hers, it was mine, and it was the only one that mattered.